All right. What? My mic not on.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's fielded in the end zone.
We kept saying I had to back out of that thing.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Well, throw on first down with Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
I threw it to the wrong guy.
The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play. It was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. He's going to launch it for Washington. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing a ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they've got to be thrilled to have this game still at 0-0 after the interception thrown on the very first play of the game.
They certainly do. What I enjoyed was watching him on the sidelines because as the defense came off, he was there to congratulate them and really say thanks because he threw the interception. It didn't turn into any points.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Wilson.
Wide open. Get it. Come on.
And that
How
will
did
be
he get over there so
incomplete.
fast? He put the boost
Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Wide open.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the...
Okay, all right. he just got off, huh? So he get to see what happens, what really goes down. So I can back. I know. Right.
First.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
How many do I gotta get? Let's see. Can I make a field goal? Yep.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points. Start off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Here we go, here we go. Like 5. Hey, alert, 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 alert. 65.
Number is Juju, 18.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground and you're getting sacked.
Oh, let's go, boys. Let's go. You got it. You got it.
And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Output to that speaker.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Carson, and only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bud Dupree gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Completes it to Dixon.
Let's go, boy. Let's go.
For the Seattle touchdown. And Dixon, 43 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down.
Under crush. Jack 16.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. He's going to launch it for Washington. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington, 67 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Did I what? I didn't email him.
Now it's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
On first down, Carson. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
I think one day.
Cut! Move the team!
3 buzz.
Check. Hey, zero.
On second down, it's Carson. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Touch, lady!
Check 55 to Mike.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. He'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They run the counter. Carson. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Oh, yeah. After I score. Play works on it. Let's see.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is up to 8. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. First carry for James Conner. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first. Play fake to Conner. Now Roethlisberger rolling to his right. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Your offensive line has to block.
And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Trey Flowers picks it, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
That wasn't even me.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the...
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Here's Wilson to throw. Buying time to his left. Left side here, taken in by Metcalf.
Let's go, Metcalf, let's go!
He's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
I thought I messed up on the spin. I'm like,
for 29 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
280.
Right there in the middle. 55. Got to do better. Come on, QB. Come on.
Now Wilson on first down. There goes a deep ball, end zone. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and that'll bring up second down. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. To throw is Wilson. To throw again.
Oh,
And it's intercepted.
Got one. Picked
off by Mike Hilton.
Catching rush.
There he goes right side. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
And now how about this? They'll go for 2 and try to get to the locker room. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. And he's got it. So they get the 2-point conversion, and with that, this game suddenly tied as we reach the end of the first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This is taken at his 4. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Right back to Connor here on first. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 14.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
All right, now. Black 5. Come on, come on. Black is there.
I'll take that.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Any weapon.
Roethlisberger.
Get him, Clowney. Oh!
And This is going to be intercepted.
Let's go.
Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a short return to the 6-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Oh, and he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. They run it with Carson. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, here we go. Watch the pass.
They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
It's 3rd and 9.
That's my play. Guess I gotta use this one.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Now Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
They'll run on 1st down.
Oh,
it's Carson. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the Steelers' 47-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 1st down, the run with Lynch. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Forced out to his left. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Give him 32 on the play. He had 1 touchdown earlier, nearly a 2nd one there.
Yeah, it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep him out of the end zone after a big play. Perhaps you go right back to him. Don't need the distance, but maybe he can pay things off after a big effort.
They'll run with Lynch. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They try again with Lynch. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Now it's Carson. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal.
Brings up 4th and goal.
And no movement for the field goal unit to break this tie. They're going to go for this thing. 4th and goal. Here we go. They run for it with Carson. He's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Steeler defense will celebrate the goal line stand. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think? Well, this is taken in. It's complete. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. Flush to his right. Got an open man is Washington. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. On 1st and 10 is counter. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
15, 15. Here we go.
Get him.
Throwing now is Roethlisberger. Escaping the pressure. And this is going to be intercepted.
Let's go, block.
Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
Thank you, sir.
The interception rolls. They just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur
that blitz was coming.
once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing it.
A bit of an opening there on the 1st down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Wilson, eluding the pressure right. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
14.
Here's Wilson. He's going to let this go for the end zone.
Yeah.
And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. That'll bring up 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
6 seconds. All right.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
Is it still Myers, I think?
So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers. This from long, very long range.
Come on!
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's
my
good. And a costly one
goodness.
there as this game remains
like
tied here in the fourth.
Instant.
Was a kicker from that distance, 56,
Oh,
57
it was
yards.
just
So
a
many
little
things you got to
short.
worry about. But I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why the stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it. That's what you're looking for.
One final throw incomplete. And time will run out here in the fourth quarter, and we are going to overtime. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Set up some audibles, because I see you got your audibles, too.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. First throw in overtime now for Roethlisberger. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle.
Oh, good job,
boys. Incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
Anyway.
Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. It was Trey Flowers that time who got a hand in and broke it up.
Good choice, boy. Good choice.
Here's Jordan Berry now. On for a very important punt here in overtime.
Holding.
Returnable for Lockett. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll start out on the ground with Carson.
Boys, come on!
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Get it.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? but I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
You got tight right there.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Oh, and it's intercepted.
Getting this way.
Linebacker Bobby Wagner.
Let's go. Where you going?
He's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. A costly mistake
Right
here.
He jumped this time. The last time
And you know
he
what they
jumped.
say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Right.
Let's go.
They run again with Carson. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage you gain there is really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my old coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
On 3rd down, Carson, but he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. A nice 1st down pickup on a gain of 6. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12. At the 14-yard line.
Check 55 to Mike. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but now from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Wilson. This is caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There we go.
Well, he does have 1 touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line.
He's in the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT.
Not with Lynch.
Partner, great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.